This is one of those videos that I think a lot of people really need to pay some attention to. The market, as we know, is absolutely crazy. We saw a little retraction coming into late November, most of December over Christmas time, and that's very normal with money going elsewhere. But since then, January, February, and into March, there has absolutely been no slowing down of the market. It has been strongly helped by a phenomenal set, which is Ascended Heroes. It's also been strongly helped by one of the best Charizard cards ever made, of course, Phantasmal Flames Mega Charizard. With all that in mind though, I do want people to be a little bit careful. I've got a few examples I want to share with you in this video about investing in Pokemon cards and what happens if it doesn't go right. A little bit of a different take in this video. Today's video sponsor, quick shout out, is of course the Collector app. There'll be a link in the description to download it. You can get all your investing and data from the Collector app. It is so good. You can put your sealed product in there, singles product. You can see how it's been performing over time. As a pro user in particular, you can see so much information. You can go way back in time and check on the data on how cards are performing. For me, I love looking at the set analytics of each set. I love looking at the top chase cards of each set. I love looking at the PSA populations, the BGS populations. Everything is preloaded into the app at your fingertips. There's also some trade options in there now. So onto the video. Crazy times, isn't it? I want to start with a little story, and this will lead into the video quite nicely. I remember when I was about 19 years old, and I think I had like $6,000 in the bank. Not much at all. Like, I was at uni, I was working 2 jobs, I was having noodles and bread for lunch. Like, you know, times weren't easy. It was a struggle just to, get by, so to speak. But I remember, I was like, oh, shares. Like, this is my step out of the matrix, so to speak. And I put 5 of my $6,000 into shares. I remember I bought, 2 or 3 quite stable shares, and then I bought, 2 or 3 quite risky ones, because I'd read like one article and I was like, I know it all now. I know it all. I know how to invest in shares. This is easy. And you know what? After about 12 to 18 months, some of those riskier ones, one went up a little bit, the other 2 went down a little bit, and the other 3, the more safe ones that I bought, had just stayed completely flat. And after about 18 months, I think my portfolio that I spent $5,000 on was worth about like $4,800 or $4,900. So I'd actually lost $100 to $200 in 18 months. And what did I do? I cashed out. I was like, well, that was a learning experience. It didn't work. I didn't get rich and I didn't escape the matrix. That's that. And you know what? It reminds me probably of what's happening in the Pokemon investing space at the moment. And what I think is happening is there's plenty of stalwarts in the hobby. There's plenty of people that have been here for a long time. There's plenty of people that know how to use their money smartly. A lot of you guys and girls watching are probably people that fall into that boat, where, we tread quite carefully. We don't act on FOMO. We know we're in it for the long haul. Whatever will be. Market cycles will happen. But I can tell you what, there is a lot of new people in this hobby. There is a lot of new money in this hobby. And what happens when there's a lot of new money in this hobby? Sometimes it makes pretty poor decisions. And just like that share story that I shared with you when I was, 19 years old, just because I'd watched one video or read one article and I just thought I could make money like that, doesn't mean it's going to happen. And, bull markets can sometimes disguise what really is happening in the space. And this isn't me being negative in the space. I'm one of the most positive persons on Pokemon investing you could possibly come by. And speaking of positive, there is some new merch out. Pop it on the telly, Pokeos. Really quick one. You can buy it in the description beneath the video. Pop it on the telly, Pokeos. Some awesome merch there. Something cool I wanted to share with you guys and girls watching. So with all the new money coming to the hobby, here's a few things that worry me, right? So we're about to go into a new block, a new block of rotation, so to speak, starting with perfect order. Booster boxes, here we go here. Booster boxes are online for like $220 US pre-order plus shipping. Now, if you can get lucky and you can get one maybe off your local gaming store, or you can get lucky and purchase one online at an actual market price, like you're not paying this scalped pre-order eBay price or TCG price, you might only get limit 1 or 2 per customer though, if you can get it for a reasonable price. So still, it is very, very difficult to buy sealed product or any product for that matter at a reasonable price. And this worries me a little bit. And this is like the shares story that I shared with you. So perfect order booster boxes at $220 US plus shipping. I don't know, maybe you're going to pay somewhere between $200 and $250 for a perfect order booster box. That is well and truly above recommended retail. Recommended retail price is $166 US. It is far and away ahead of that. And in Australia here online, they're like 360 to 380, some of them 400 Australian dollars. Now it worries me because what's to say you're not going to be sitting on that exact price for the next 2 years? And all this money coming into the hobby going, oh, I can just buy Pokemon booster boxes and become instantly rich. You might buy yourself 50 perfect order booster boxes. I know I'm being a bit extreme here, but you might, thinking, oh, these are going to double in price because I've watched a couple of videos and all Pokemon goes up. And all of a sudden, in 18 months' time or 2 years' time or even 3 years' time, we don't know what's going on with this printing facility, but these won't go out of rotation for a very long time until like 2029. So, that printing facility is well and truly in play here. And what happens if these booster boxes get heavily reprinted, deep into their cycle? Not saying that's going to happen, but what if it does? And the other side of the coin is, not all Pokemon goes up at the same rate. The chase cards inside Perfect Order are, mid or weak at best. I will do a proper full review when we have that set actually out. It's not even out yet, so let's not worry about the set list, so to speak. This is more the economics behind the pre-sale pricing. But you could be sitting on that price for the next 18 months, 2 years, 3 years even, and it hasn't moved. Why? Because you've bought it at an incredibly inflated price during a very, very strong, in fact, the strongest bull market Pokemon's ever seen. TCG Pocket have stirred it on, Influence have stirred it on. There's, people like me in the investing space that obviously add a little bit of fuel to the fire. Of course, there's Rip and Ship that's gone crazy. There's this new, the slabs, how you can, purchase slabs from different companies. And it's just, the Pokemon space is insane at the moment. And what happens if you are sitting on the exact same price in 2 years' time? You're probably going to exit the market, and you're probably going to exit the market somewhat disappointed. The second one I wanted to speak about, or the second example, is the beautiful Charizard from Phantasmal Flames. Take nothing away from it. This is one of the greatest Charizards ever made, but two things about it. And I spoke about this, I was probably very wrong actually in where its raw price was going, but of course its PSA price, has rang to be true. This sale came out when it had like a pop under 100. I think it's 91 on this sale, $3,905 US. Very, very expensive. I said this will come down. It'll come down to like a $1,500, $2,000 US card, and the demand for it will probably stay really, really strong. We need to see what the grading, that's what I was saying about the PSA graded price of this in a 10. And what do you know, now that we're north of 10,000, we're at about 2,000 or a touch over $2,000 US for a PSA 10 in this card. It just baffles me that when a card first comes out, people will spend insane money on it. And speaking of insane money, there's this one. This is a BGS Black Label, population 21. Incredibly low population, I get it, but $52,700 US. There's probably a heap of these sitting at Beckett waiting to be graded. This pop of 21 at the moment is probably going to move to 30 very quickly, then it's going to move to 40, then it's going to move to 50. We all know how hard Beckett Black Labels are to get, but really, is that smart money, spending $52,000 on an extremely modern Charizard? Yes, the artwork is phenomenal, but I don't know, there's some things going on in the hobby at the moment which I don't know if you'd say would be safe or smart plays. Risky plays, and maybe someone just bought this because they want it as part of the collection, and maybe they have endless supplies of money and they don't care. They probably didn't buy it for an investment. They didn't buy it to go, oh, $52,000, I think this is going to double in the next 3 years and become a $100,000 card. Like I said, but there's just a couple of examples. The third one I wanted to give you, and this is another example of what's happening in the hobby, is the massive rise in some sealed product. And I'm so bullish on sealed product, but if you're investing in some sealed product when it's risen so quickly, same thing. You could be sitting on this sealed product for a period of time before it makes another gain. So here's a couple of examples. One being the Pokemon Center 151 Elite Trainer Box. Recent sold $1,300 US. Every time someone sells, someone buys. Someone has bought that for $1,300 US. And look, they might have, again, just wanted it as part of their collection. But if you really wanted it as part of your collection, wouldn't you have you bought it at the start when it was way, way cheaper? $1,300 US. If that's an investor buying that up, look, it could be a $2,000 Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box at the blink of an eye. Of course it could be. But this set's only a couple of years old. $1,300 US for an Elite Trainer Box. Another one is the Charmander one from Obsidian Flames. That's a recent sale here. I know it's Canadian dollars, but it goes for like 800 to 900 US dollars. The Obsidian Flames Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box. Again, from a weak, lackluster set with, okay, a very, very nice promo, which grades very difficultly in a PSA 10 and is worth a lot of money in a PSA 10, but wow, 800 to 900 US dollars for a modern Elite Trainer Box. I get it, they're Pokemon Center exclusive, but I don't think we've seen this rapid ascension of sealed product ever. And we're also seeing the same thing with the amazing, crazy prices for modern singles like that Charizard that I just showed you. Now, I'm not saying these aren't going to go back up, but it's just crazy. Like, I personally, if we talk strategy now around why even bring up these examples and what does it mean and what does it matter, personally, I wouldn't be placing investments in something that have grown so insanely rapidly so quickly. I don't know if that's the right play. I also wouldn't be placing massive amounts of money, pre-ordering huge amounts of perfect order booster boxes at 50 to 100 US dollars above recommended retail price. That just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And you might go, well, that's just the price, Michael. Like, that's what you've got to pay now for these products. Like, well, where are you going to put your money then? I still think there's better places to put your money than in that. And keeping in mind, like I said, perfect order booster box is going to be around for a long time. Like, that is in rotation for a very long time. Crazy what the market is doing. This isn't a video to scare anyone off at all. It's a video highlighting how strong it is. I think it's also a video highlighting how much new money has come into the hobby with maybe not the best direction of where to put it, but that's where we're at the moment. I'm Michael. This is PokeOz. Catch everyone next time.